Hello, everyone. Welcome to one full week of the end of my first juice fast. I've been eating solid food for a full week now, and for the most part, I killed it. I crushed it. I did really well at introducing food slowly and not really pigging out on things, not going crazy. Now, as expected, I did put some weight on, but because of excuse me, but for most of you who've been following me every step of the way, for those people, you know that I really didn't end up with a total like number, like a final number. The scales were off for me. I know I got into the 280s. I know that much. I just don't know how far down I got in. Yeah, so I did put on a little bit of weight since coming back to the juice, but it's fine. It's to be expected. I am at 293 right now, maybe 5 pounds. I don't know, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. I really don't know. But the important thing is that I make sure I don't get back into those threes because I really don't want to do that. And that's kind of fluctuated too, because I mean the highest I've gotten since I've come back from this, from juicing, since I just started eating food, is 295. And today I was down 2 pounds from that yesterday. So, who knows? But I did have one incident. I ate a piece of pizza. I ate a piece of veggie pizza. On Sunday, I went over to a friend's house, watched some football, had a couple beers. 2 beers get me slam hammered now, which is pretty crazy. But that's pretty much all out of the way. I was doing that like over New Year's, and just coming off of this, I was just kind of like, oh my God, somebody give me a beer. But now, that's pretty much out of my system. I'm not really too worried about it. I'm not going to get buck wild drinking anymore anytime soon. So because I really want to keep this weight down, I really want to keep going. I want to get to February. That piece of pizza wrecked me, absolutely wrecked me. And I had that on Monday, I believe. And so on Monday, basically here's how I did the introduced food back in. And on the first day, on Thursday night at midnight, I had an apple. That was the very first thing I ate. You guys saw the video and everything. The next day I proceeded to eat apple more, and I had carrots, little baby carrots, and I'd eat like one or two, just to kind of start getting them in there, and a little bit, not go overboard. Because part of the reason why, most of the reason why I think the pizza really messed me up was because it just like was too big. It was too bready. It was too complex. But anyway, so went to veggies, went to carrots and apples. And then by the time it was the third day, that's when I was driving back from Carmel with Eric. So driving back, that was again, I just had apples and carrots before we left. And those guys had like breakfast burritos and stuff. We went out for the morning, came back, just drank water, had that, got home. And then when I got home that night, I went to Trader Joe's and I bought soup. I bought that tomato and roasted red pepper soup, and I bought some walnuts. Some walnut halves, I guess, just to start getting a little bit of fat introduced, and because the soup itself had a little bit of dairy in it, but also just because that was the natural progression of introducing foods, was get the soup next, and you could play around play around with a little bit of nuts. No, you could eat a little bit of nuts. You could eat the idea is just a little bit to introduce. I still, as of a week, still have not had any cheese. No cheese there. I had a black bean burger on, I guess, was that yesterday? No, it was Tuesday. I had it on Tuesday. And that was great, but I ate that whole thing over the course of like 3.5 hours of watching The Hobbit again. It's a really good movie. You should go see it. So that was pretty cool. But the piece of pizza really came about because I just figured I was ready for it. I figured one piece of pizza couldn't kill me. It was probably yay long, yay wide. It wasn't too crazy. It wasn't anything crazy. It just looked like your average, okay slice of pizza. So it was all veggie, and that was the only bit of cheese I've really had Since I got back on this, I know I haven't had cheese, but there's cheese on pizza. So the mind, it's lacking juice now. So and that's another thing too, is I haven't been juicing every day. I've been juicing very, very sporadically over this week. I had juice last night, and I had some Odwalla throughout this, but I haven't actually made any juice at home. I'm gonna do that tonight. That's probably gonna be my dinner. I'm finally on the rice now. I made some stir fry. Used some of that walnut, some of those walnuts to make a sauce, a stir fry sauce, and a bunch of veggies and stuff. So I'm on rice now. I've had some pasta. I had kind of a pasta day where I went out to an early lunch with my buddy Meeks. Had a big pasta dish. I mean, it's ridiculous how much like food establishments give you. But yeah, it was a ton of food. I had like a couple bites and maybe a little nibble of bread, and then I ended up packing the rest of it and taking it home. And then twice more throughout that day, I would have like 2 spoonfuls of the pasta. I eventually threw it away the next day because it didn't look that good. I mean, 2-day pasta is a little different than 1-day pasta. But, you know, that's pretty much been the theme. It's just introducing things lightly. The one time I goofed up was just that slice of pizza. And that's just because, like, mentally, you know, I know, like, well, I probably should finish this pizza. I mean, why would I leave any pizza there, you know? And that's, I mean, I felt really bad about it. I felt, you know, horrible. I mean, obviously, physical pains in my stomach. It was like stabbing glass. It was, I mean, I couldn't even move. It hurt a lot. But it passed. It passed after about 2 hours or so. It's, for the most part, none of the bad behaviors come back. None of the desire for meat. I haven't had any meat yet. And that includes seafood. And, you know, I was really, really, really worried about kind of like the floodgates opening when I got off of the juice fast. I was going to just pig out. I was going to do this. I was going to do that. But nope, not at all. I still don't give a crap about meat. I don't really want it. I don't care. When I went to go see The Hobbit, I got that black bean burger. I was going to get a salad, but I got the black bean burger, and Eric got just a giant hot dog with like cheese and bacon on it, and I looked at it and I was just like, ugh, like I just don't want to eat that. I don't want to anymore, you know, which is crazy. I very much have an eating problem. I think I always will, but you know, 70 days of juice therapy, I guess, can really change your outlook and really change what you want and what you know you need and what your body craves. And you know, it essentially has been a reboot for me. It's absolutely been a reboot of my life, a reboot of my attitude, a reboot of, you know, my self emotionally. I mean, it's just all over the place. It's fixed so many things. Yeah, and then every now and then, the only problem is I have to worry about some naysayer coming up and giving me jive, talking all that jive. Which did happen again recently, which was very funny. But people have this notion that you have to eat meat. There's only one place you can get this certain magical protein, and it's within meat, and you have to eat animals and blah, blah, blah. And I don't believe it anymore. I don't. To me now, that kind of stuff is very much a luxury item. It's very much a dessert. It's a treat. It's, you know, it's not required for me to live, you know, it's not required for me to be happy, and that's something I used to always think. So but here I am, 7 days today. I had a little bit of that stir fry stuff that I made. I did 1 cup of rice, and 1 cup of rice has lasted me, well, so far I've had about 5 meals out of that 1 cup. So tons of veggies, that, and crushed up walnuts and soy sauce and stuff, and make a nice little tangy sauce. It's been good. So I have not had a chance to dive into the vegan taco filling substitute yet. I'm actually a little scared of it now. I mean, at first I was like, man, $40, or not $40, what was it, like 30 bucks for this box of these 12 boxes of this stuff. That's going to be so much food. I'm going to live so like forever on it, and I'm not going to have to go buy food or spend money. It's so economical. It's going to work, Dave. It's going to work. And here I am, afraid. So very afraid. But I'll get to it. I will. After this batch of rice is gone in a day or two. So, but yeah, that's where I'm at. I mean, I don't need a lot. Don't need a lot to feel full. My tolerance of alcohol is completely gone. Cigarettes are gone. No more smoking. That's it. That's where I'm at. So, just drinking water, just chilling, just doing my thing and trying to keep myself on the straight and narrow, keep myself on the path, and not falter. So. Eventually I will probably get a craving. I'll have to give myself a treat item, something of that sort, but for now I just don't see it. I have so many veggies in my fridge. I have mushrooms. Mushrooms has been a big thing. So I've been popping mushrooms like potato chips. That's my jam. I go into the fridge, I grab 3 mushrooms, and I sit down and I watch something, and I just either cut them up into little slivers and eat them like potato chips, or just kind of gnaw on them while I'm watching stuff. So but yeah, there's all veggies in my fridge. I haven't eaten anything really bad, except for that piece of pizza. I've had a couple beers and stuff. I've had a bit of fluctuation with the weight, but for the most part, it's where it should be. It's where it was, in the general vicinity of when I stopped this thing. So 1 week after the juice fast, I'm feeling great. I have my parents coming in about, I guess, 10 days or so. My parents, and then my sister and her husband. So that week is going to be, whatever, do whatever. But it's kind of weird not to feel that any pressure. All this was so much regimented and so much laid out that I had to stop at this point so I could do this. So I was good for this, so that when this happened, I would be this way. That kind of thing. And now it's weird. I think of that week, and I think before I used to be like, well, I got to make sure I can eat whatever, like I got to be all right with them. But now I feel like that's not even a concern. Like, food is such an afterthought, whereas before it was such a primary thing in my life. Like, we need it to survive, and food is delicious and all that kind of stuff. But my perception of it has just changed so much. So but I'm at 12 and a half minutes now, and I've been gabbing. Gabby J, ooh yay. So that's about it. Yeah, welcome to 2013. I feel like a new Dave, and if you're juicing, best of luck to you. Hopefully you're sticking with it and you're getting the positive stuff out of it that I got. And yeah, that's it. I mean, 2013 is going to be a very, very important year for me. I'm gonna get to where I want to get to, and I am so absolutely pumped for February, because I cannot wait to start juicing again, and I cannot wait to start seeing weight come off again, because I really need it. I really need to get down there, and I really need to get on with my life and the next stage of my life, which is I don't know, what is the next stage of my life? Well, what kind of life do I have? Do I have a grass life? My stone life? My water life? Pokemon? I don't know. How do you end these things? I don't know. It's been so long. I'm out of practice. But I will be having juice later. And hey, why don't you go make some juice? Stop watching this. Stop watching me. Nothing.